Okay, I forgot to say, so I'm just going to say it quick. Please like, please subscribe. It would mean a lot, especially coming back after a long hiatus. I want to get back into good graces with the algorithms. Thanks a lot. All right, hey, MHayashi. I'm back. I'm sorry, I've been gone for too long. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but I think I needed to take that break. But just to get back to it, um, okay, I'm just going to dive right in. Um, Actually, wish I could have gone over making some of the changes in real time, but in any case, I'm going to try out Krenko's Buzzcrusher. Thanks to everybody who was recommending this to me. Multiple people have, and obviously, I think this is one of the biggest new additions. And I guess I guess I have to try it out, don't I? So yeah, it just fits into the whole land destruction theme super duper well, and yeah, I guess I do have to give it a shot. We're playing I guess 12, 12 strip mine effects. Cleansing Wildfire is like a strip mine spell. Krenko is I guess 16 actually. Krenko is another. Um, Notice it doesn't say target, but anyway. Yeah, the Krenko is basically a 4/4 land destruction card. I don't know, to be honest. I want to try to give this card a fair shake. The thing I'm a little skeptical about though is that 4 mana is just a lot. Although to be fair, I have mainboarded Geomancer's Gambit before, and it felt surprisingly good. I do think a 4/4 body is a lot better than just drawing a card because you actually impact the board. Um, on the other hand, it is 1 more mana, and on the other hand, in some game states, that 4/4 is not as good as drawing a card. So it all just depends. Well, anyway, let's give it a shot. Look, I think I'm going to upload this no matter how this goes. I need some new content. My apologies if the games go bad. At least I'm going to try to take it in stride. I've also been just out of the loop for so long, so I'm probably going to get got by a lot of things that I'm not familiar with, but I might even get got by things I should be familiar with that I just don't remember. But anyway, yeah. And please like and subscribe. Actually, yeah, it mean a lot to me. And yeah, with that, we'll get to the games. Yeah, Volatile Fault actually in the sideboard. Just Blast Zone is just very good. I don't know, maybe I should mainboard Volatile Fault, but I just kind of like having answers to. I guess I don't have answers though to the graveyard main deck, do I? All right, Blast Zone to the sideboard. We're going Volatile Fault main. We're going all the way. Really? Maybe not. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I need mainboard graveyard, but mainboard. Yeah, we'll just run it like this. Okay. Okay. Match one. Probably shouldn't keep, but I'll keep. I don't really know what's new in the metagame. Gotta get some new content out though. Let's just see how it goes here. Since we're so light on spells, I think I'll hold the Shatterskull, even though in theory this is a perfect opportunity to put it into play, tapped. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is a Monoblack burn, I guess. I don't know. So weird. Okay, well, this is interesting here. Question is, how much do I want to telegraph that I'm 8 field? I think the upside is a little too great, though, too. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked, actually, because Gonti. I gotta imagine they've got enough ways to trigger Gonti. This many Forbidden Orchards. I mean, this has got to be some type of advantage to me. If this is not Mono Black Burn, I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. Double Bump in the Night, Trespasser's Curse. Chance about let's control. So lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. Interesting. Interesting. That is a little scary, not gonna lie. Let's stomp them here. Okay. So, question. Do we Bonecrush or do we Seasoned Pyromancer? I think we Bonecrush. Yeah, especially because we lose more life. Yeah, they're going to be dealing us a bunch of damage. On the other hand, though, this damage is permanent. So actually, maybe all these Forbidden Orchards actually are kind of good for them because of this card. That's pretty good. Sleeper Agent. Okay. Taking a ton of damage, though. And I guess it's time. I can sacrifice this anytime, so can't blast them this away. I guess I'm going to Krenko. Some type of interesting. Okay. Hopefully I didn't just lose the game outright here. Because I guess I'm at 7, down to 4. Just I got a bad feeling about this. Maybe I shouldn't have played this, but they're so high in life. I don't even think I win next turn, actually. Even assuming I get a next turn. It's probably a big assumption. At least taking one of those Forbidden Orchids out, you know, in theory saves me 1 life. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know, dude. Oh, I guess I die, actually, because of this thing, plus Sleeper Agent. I didn't really have a way to deal with it, actually. But I definitely shouldn't have played the Buzzcrusher, but I didn't really have a way to win otherwise. Okay, that was interesting. Well, whatever they're doing, it doesn't seem particularly susceptible to Blast Zone, so I guess, well, Volatile Fault. It's funny, I thought we had a good draw because of all those. I don't know, dudes. I don't know, dudes. Like, honestly, it was probably the happiest time of my life when I stopped playing Magic. Yeah, we'll see. It's just you know, maybe once I get into it again, but like, I don't know. This I gotta be honest, ever since what's it called? You know, I never thought I'd turn into these guys, but ever since Modern Horizons 2, it's kind of been like just not really fun anymore. We'll see though. We'll see though. It's not particularly fun. I mean, but that's not that different than regular Burn, as far as like just kind of not a lot we can do. But that's just one matchup among many. Actually, taking care of those things seems important. But you know, Krenko is just kind of clunky actually. Everything else is kind of clunky. I mean, how many creatures do they even play? Going Face could be important. I guess Unholy Heat seems a little iffy. Geomance. I don't know. Hopefully they don't play the One Ring. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm doing my best here to see how this goes. That Almond Cat card is surprisingly... Alright, I guess. Double Cleansing Wildfire. I could think of worse hands. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Round 2. Should I stop? I know. I think I need to. I think I need to get to work cleansing wildfiring. Krenko. Okay. Should I curve a Bonecrusher into Krenko? I mean, what other options do I have, right? could just go after their life total, I guess. Demolition Field. This could be good. I don't think racing them is particularly fruitful. Plus I need double red next turn. I don't know, dudes. Actually, I'll turn off because I think I'm going to need a firebolt their face. Okay. I say we got a lot of basics, so it's not maybe a lot I can do here actually. This seems to be probably fighting on an axis I'm not particularly geared towards dealing with, but I'm not going to lose heart. I'm going to try to Volatile Fault, I think, in Cleansing Wildfire, because I just don't think I'm winning this by racing. I just don't think so. I just don't think so. I do have a lot of Volatile Faults here. So let's go here. Let's attack first, just in case giving them a mana does something weird that we're not expecting. We have too many basics. Not much I can do. But if they start running out of basics, I guess that was technically a run out of basics, wasn't it? I do have more Volatile Faults where this came from. Does this say non-basic? This is non-basic. That's a problem. Because I gotta... I don't know, dudes. Open the night. Okay. I need to deal with my own Sleeper Agent. Oh, Soul Spike. Wonderful. And I guess I die on upkeep. Is there any way? I don't think so. Okay, I guess note to self, Monoblack Burn plays a surprisingly few amount of basic swamps, only 2. Well, I don't know, every deck's different. Didn't know that, and didn't feel like I could risk it game 1, but perhaps there is better possibilities for the matchup once I know that. Shatterskull tapped? Probably. Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. The only matchup where this is a real big problem is Burn. And even then, next game, it didn't make that big of a difference. Let's see here. It looks kind of like it's a Murktide type deck. So, thing is I kind of want to save my Cleansing Wildfires for when they have basics, but I just think I gotta be efficient. Although holding up Stomp for a Ragavan seems like it's also good, so I don't know. Yeah, well here I definitely just hold up. Could play Bonecrusher, but Surveil 1. I don't know. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I'll do this now. It's kind of control-ish, like a controlling deck. Okay. Well, I guess I get to Demolition Field and Stomp the Teferi, I guess. Actually running out of basics. Well, maybe this ain't such a bad matchup after all. I do kind of wish I had more Geomancer or Cleansing Wildfire. This is one of the big things actually about Geomancer over Krenko is that I can deal with basics better. Okay. I don't think I can afford to just constantly hold up I'm going to do this and see what they do here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to hold up in case they have to ferry. Okay, let's see what that is all about. Okay. Okay, more surveilling. Okay, let's go. Okay, well, let's do this. They're obviously going to bounce it, but that's okay. I have Firebolt. We'll take care of the green source, most likely. I'm going to need to actually pull ahead in card advantage at some point. I think dealing with the Teferi seems good. An argument could be made I should have gone face. I don't know that my life total is super important. We'll see. Yeah, parade of Teferis. Well, I can stomp and replay it, I guess. Okay. That was a mistake. I don't know why I did that, but I guess that's why I don't have to take more damage, but should have held up to stomp. Yeah, I clicked on the one in my hand instead of the one exiled. Silly me. Not paying attention. And it doesn't seem that big of a difference, but you know, if they die at 2 life, then I messed that up a little bit. Let's see. Man, more frickin' like all 4 Teferis. Could just play double Bonecrusher, but kind of like Cleansing Wildfiring instead. Let's see what we draw here. This is the part I love the most about Magic, but to be fair, this is all modern gaming. And it's my fault here for keeping the chat open, I guess. Sorry for anybody who's chatting me. Look, I'm not a special snowflake. At least I don't like to see myself as that. And no offense, I don't mean anything by my use of that word. But, like, I think there's something to be said about... I have nothing against you, Char, and stuff. I don't think you're doing anything intrinsically wrong. I mean, I get it, you know. But, like, see what I mean, though? Like, it's so aggravating sometimes, Magic. Like, you know, I get it. That last game with the burn was, you know, I wouldn't say I was aggravated. I'd just say, like, I was just kind of amusingly twiddling my thumbs, just waiting to die. And I don't know, I guess that's kind of how my opponent felt there. And it just makes me feel bad because, and you know, and again, there's something intrinsically wrong. It's just obviously, like, it makes me feel bad because I just feel like I didn't feel particularly like I was having that much fun that game. And certainly my opponent wasn't. I don't know. We'll see. This type of strategy, it's kind of such a griefer sort of strategy here. Just the thing about Modern, I might just switch to Pioneer, actually, because, like, the only way I think you win in Modern nowadays is just embracing some kind of griefer strategy of sorts. I don't know. Like, you know, I'm overthinking it. My fault for having the comments open. See, the thing is there's something intrinsically wrong, whatever, but it's just, I just feel like the best way to play Magic is just to try to enjoy it as much as I can myself. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about the opponent. I mean, they must on some level be deriving more enjoyment out of it than not. Even if individual games, you know, can be a little frustrating, and that's ultimately a choice they have to make. Unless it's actually become an addiction, in which case, you know, obviously that's something they need to work on. But anyway, let's go back to the games. I think I want Geomancer. There's just not that much. This looks kind of like a copycat sort of thing going on here. Unholy Heat actually could be surprisingly important. I don't know how important Firebolt really is. From what little bit I've seen, they seem so susceptible that I just don't know how important Firebolt is. I'll just bring in one stone. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to expect. Let's see here. I'm just labeling my previous okay, let's go. And then just keep, I mean, hey, I've got Cleansing Wildfire. Let's go. Let's go. Little research desk. Remember there. This card. You know, games are meant to be enjoyed. So, for me at least, not overdoing it with the comments helps me enjoy. Oh yeah, Ren in 6. This is one of the reasons why I'm just a little discouraged at times with the whole 8-field kind of approach. This card is really a little bit problematic here. There's an argument to be made that I should just stop now. I don't want to just go wild fielding yet because I have the ability to just buy their stuff back, if you know what I mean. Counterbalance. I don't want to give them the opportunity to counter, so I'll just do that right now. And then we can field the Triome, and then Lightning Bolt, and then just hope they don't have another 106, because this card is just really problematic for us, actually. It just really is, actually. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Let's see what they reveal here. Or they probably have Omen. Oh, why not? Spell Pierce, I guess. So, Chalice, that doesn't quite counter it. Oh, what did they reveal here? Polluted Delta? Oh, okay. They didn't have to reveal the Polluted Delta, I guess, but might as well. I kind of like to start Krenkoing if possible, but I don't know. I guess I could Krenko or I could Cleansing. Let's Krenko and see. The reason why I'm Krenkoing is that I want to get rid of their non-basics. Ideally, I want the Cleansing Wildfire, so see, this is a problem here. There's a problem. I'm sure they got some kind of counterspell, some kind of answer. Yeah, Ren in 6 is a problem. Yeah. Yep. Ooh, Subtlety. I just don't know if I'm feeling Krenko's Buzzcrusher, to be honest. That's kind of my fault. I kind of forgot about Subtlety. Ren in 6 is a problem. Now I have to expend quite a bit of resources, I think, on dealing with Ren in 6 instead of whatever else I'm doing. I guess I run them out of basics, you know, and that is what it is. Let's see here. Oh, at least whatever happens here, I'm not getting Subtlety to, but put whatever they had on top to the bottom, I guess, or no, just 4 mana. They've got a lot of more 4 mana stuff. I don't know. Okay, red or green? Guess red, because I don't want to die. Oh, I can actually destroy my own land. I don't know necessarily why I would do that, but this is an option, I guess. Chalice on 1. Okay. Can dig it. Second Counterbalance. Hopefully they forget that my card has flying. So it is a new little dinghy. They did not. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I don't want to forget about Chalice, though. Six. Might as well crack Mishra. I can do that at the end of their turn, but I definitely Buzzcrush right here. I don't see what having 2 Counterbalance triggers is. Oh, but it does let them reveal the top card of their library, so there's that. Maybe to reveal it again. So they get another reveal, so I get something out of that. Get something out of that, yeah. Okay. Let's go with the red, I guess. They're getting whittled. They're getting whittled a little bit, so there's that. There's that. Yeah, it's got to be seasoned. For a season, for a time, for a place. Okay, let's I'm gonna go 1 and 1 because if they want to block, I think that's fine. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I do gain some life though. Yeah, I guess I'll trample to that. So I think I need to hit this. I need to clear the way for future Cleansing Wildfires. Okay, I get to... I guess that I should have kept that revealed, but whatever. 2 the 1 mana, of course. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I think against all odds, what I actually want to do, believe it or not, is I actually want to Geomancer first, and I'll explain why. It's because I think they got another Solitude, and this is going to flush that out. So this is going to help me govern my turn appropriately. Leyline Binding? Well, that's definitely... Okay. I guarantee you they got another Solitude. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. So I may, in light of that, actually want to go after the Ren. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer the trade Seasoned Pyromancer for Ren. They're obviously going to block, and then I just think I have to finish off the Ren with Stomp. I think that is the more important thing, even though I'd love to deal with the Solitude. I really would. think I have to deal with this. I can't let that keep. I don't know. Leyline Binding. Okay. Okay. La 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 la. La 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 la. Demolition Fieldy. Kuwait, the demolition that is. Might as well do this as well. I'm sure this will prompt a little complaining, but you know, it is what it is. Almost running out of fetchables. Gonna wait till. And should I Cleansing Wildfire or play Bonecrusher? I actually think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this on their planes. I've already got double counterbalance, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. Oh, it just so happened that if I played Bonecrusher, it would have gotten Teferi'd. Okay. Okay. So Clefairy. Okay, so I already played that. You know, it is what it is. No matter what happens here, it is what it is. It is what it is. You gotta play Teferi. They're probably gonna clear the way for an attack, which makes sense. Yep. Clefairy. La 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 la. If they attack, though, then I do get to clear the Teferi, though, so that is actually kind of a nice thing. Let's do this. Good to go. Okay, let's test the waters, I guess. At least I get to draw a land, so there's that. I feel like defending this Teferi must have been at least somewhat more valuable than getting 3 damage in, but, you know, who am I to judge? I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. They do quite a few lands. I guess that's a remnant from all the work they were doing with the, Okay. Let's actually start off going after the basic island. I want to use this on the basics. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, quite a few lands. You know, I do have to say. Okay, well, there's Flame Slash, but I do have to remember that that doesn't actually do anything under a chalice. So there is that. Okay. I'm not sure. How did they shuffle? Because they had Polluted Delta on top. I don't know. I don't know how they shuffled, but we're going to. Well, I guess we'll attack first, because if we reveal Stomp, it'll make more sense for them to, you know what? Counterbalance is such a dead card, though, so, like... it's gotta be Krenko, right? It's gotta be Krenko. Buzzcrush. Okay, it's a fairy, I'm guessing. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think the elemental. I think the elemental's better. Okay, you know, I get a free crack at the Solitude, unless somehow they were ordering the top of their library in a way that I can't fully appreciate. I mean, they didn't play the Counterbalance, so I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry if I'm just missing how the Counterbalance is still on top. Okay, it's not. Do they get to scry or something? Because I feel like, yeah, they're just, I think this is a concession. I'm not going to read the comments, no reason. But, you know, good games, sort of. Like, look, you're playing a Counterbalance deck. We're both trying to grief each other. Frickin' modern. All right. Well, anyway. Hey, at least winning feels good, I guess. So, there's that. Okay, match 3. He. Mishra's research desky. Let's go. Let's go. Mishra's research desk. Kabloom. Kabloom. Scry. Scry. Well, the scrying lands at the bottom. I wish they were basics, but hey, we'll take what we can get. I think we'll hold up Stomp. Also, hold up a research desk activation. Let's see here. Yeah, these cards seem very strong, actually, these scry lands. I think they might be completely reshaping modern. Ooh, sassy! I think there's an Ephemerate, but since I have 2 burn spells in my hand, I think I'm covered. They're obviously going to take the Bonecrusher, but you know, so be it. Actually, because of this, if they reordered it differently, I would have held the Stomp, but yeah, I'm gonna do it that way. They're gonna take the Seasoned Pyromancer, but I couldn't have cast that next turn anyway. Well, let's see what this brings here. Oh, this is a Reanimator, dang it. I don't have much in the main deck, actually. Just try to grief him with the non-basics. That's all I really got here. All I really got. Got 1 game here. Ooh, Bone Shards. Gristle baby. I got a bad feeling about this. Okay, well, that was, you know, not to be expected. So I guess let's do this, because I don't really have much of any other game in town, actually. For better or for worse, I just don't. I just don't. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't do this on their turn, so they could gain some life. But hey, I am not going to hold that against them, I guess. I mean, unless I am missing something, this card gets exiled at the end of their turn. They do it again, they're dead. Okay. Surprisingly close to dead as is, but yeah, I don't know why they didn't just Goryo on their turn. Gaining 7 life seems pretty fire. Okay, let's see if they ordered us correctly. They did not. I'm gonna lightning bolt their face. They can take the flame slash if they want. see. Let's see. So I'm going to discard. Might be another Gristle Baby. Another Worldly Gaze. Yeah, everybody talks about the male gaze. What about the otherworldly gaze? I mean, does this count as harassment? Sure feels like. Okay. Yeah, now they're probably going to Grows on their turn. There's a surprising amount of dig. I'm surprised they don't play Atraxa. Atraxa is kind of the same thing, but they don't have to choose between paying. They basically. I feel like Atraxa is just Gristlebrand without having to pay. Without having to pay 7 life. Okay, fair enough, but let's see here. Krenko Buzz. Ooh, I want a Krenko so bad, but actually, if I draw a Firebolt, I'm in pretty good shape actually. Does it gain haste? I don't think so. Ooh, Bonecrusher. I mean, considering technically this is a win if I get to untap. I mean, they could bring back Gristlebrand, but they need to give it haste somehow. I'm gonna take my risk here. I'm gonna shoot my shot. Oh, they can't actually. Yeah, they can't actually. Yeah, because they have to pay 3 life. So unless they gain life somehow, they can't actually activate Priest. I do have a win condition next turn. Not the greatest of all win conditions, but a win condition nonetheless. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just don't make myself clear. Down to 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Scrub baby. Scrub baby scrub. Teferi in the graveyard. Yeah, It's more gazing at me. Yeah, this is very intrusive right here, man. These guys need to keep their gaze to themselves. Oh, yuck. That's probably the best card because they gain the life instantly. You know, I don't have to wait turn to attack. I can't use that to bring it back though. I don't know what's going on here. I think I'm gonna do this first because if they've got something, I don't know. The gaze. I don't have white. What is that? Effing a white male. I don't know. I thought it was something. They probably got something. Something up their sleeve. Sliver. Alright, well, I was not expecting that. Okay, you know what? And I'm actually kind of leaning towards, I mean, you know, if you're going to troll, just troll all the way. So maybe, actually, I was Volatile Fault main, right? I mean, 12 field plus, maybe I just go all the way, get, you know, Geomancer and Krenko. But what do I take out for Geomancer, though? I mean, I feel like I need to have some game against the creature decks. What creature decks? Good point. I don't know. Maybe creature decks are a thing of the past. I don't know. La 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 burn baby burn. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that cringe singing out of nowhere. I apologize. There's the problem actually with bringing Geomancer. Oh, I need stone more than Geomancer for shizzle. I don't know. Firebolt, you know, it has some utility, I guess. I mean, burning them out has some utility, I guess. Burning them out has some utility, I guess. I don't actually really know how useful Flame Slash is. I'm going to take a single Unholy Heat. Geomancer. And maybe more important than Unholy Heat is Blast Zone. I don't know about that. We'll run it back. I don't know if they play the One Ring or not. The crazy thing is the One Ring was definitely pushed and actually kind of insane power creep. And yet I wonder if the truth of the matter is the power creep has left it in the dust. Ooh, but one hope though is maybe modern power creep's so out of control that people don't even bother playing any basics anymore, and then this deck just goes to town. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know that there's an automatic correlation between power creep and more non-basic seeing play, but there probably is. I just don't know that correlation's strong enough for me to bank on being in a good position. So this is effectively a mold of 5, I guess. I'll take it. Okay, Stone of Erech. Somebody pronounced this Erech. Erech. Anyway, or Erch. Erech. Yeah, Erech. Yeah, anyway. Oh, I think they're gonna prismatic ending me. Oh yeah, I love it. Oh, I love it. Give me more of that. Give me more of that. Oh yeah. Oh, no, excuse the cringe. I'm sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Just do this. I just gotta get rid of the basics. I got so much of these, non-basic, BS. Dang it, man, with the gazing. God, I never felt so gazed at in my entire life, man. Need to cut this out. Freaking man, just minding my own business. And they're gazing at me. The freaking otherworldly gaze. I don't know. Alrighty. Yeah, so, keeping my stone would have been cool, but, in the words of the great man whose first name starts with A and ends with D, and rhymes with and last name rhymes with Oppenheimer. He'll live, or I was gonna say actually I'll live, but he actually said he'll live. And who's it? It's Demolition Field, I think. Hope for the best. Yeah, I think we will. I do have to do this now because otherwise I can't play the Mishra. Hopefully this doesn't set them up for some type of... it does set them up, I just don't know how much it sets them up. I just have to hit the Triome. I just feel like it's just better form, at the end of the day. Yeah, they've got some 2-mana thingamaboober. Oh yeah, and the thingamaboober was the gaze. So much gazing. So much freaking gazing. At least gazing is card disadvantage, but there's the Gristle Baby. There's the Gristle Baby. So that is a little disappointing. Yeah, I think that's a... Okay. Well, I have an answer to that, at least. Let's see here. Let's do this here. They just need 1 white mana, though, to be able to go to town. So, okay, I need to do this, and the reason why is that if they have some type of counterspell, I need to Shatterskull into Unholy Heat. It's the only way. Okay. Okay, gotta think here. Yeah, I don't know. Shatterskull could come in handy. Oh, more Gazin. So they need a white source. A white source puts them right back into the game. I have artifact, sorcery, land. Yeah, getting delirium can be difficult. One reason I used to have Seal of Fire in here, but I just don't think Seal of Fire is better overall than Bonecrusher, but yeah, I kind of wish I had it, I guess. Or they could just, yeah, they could just play that. I guess that works too, okay. Fair enough, I guess. If they got more basics, at least this increases the odds that they draw the basics if they draw 7. And I do think they should draw 7. They used 2 griefs already, so maybe their ability to really take advantage is a little truncated. Okay. Okay, let's lost 7 life. That's a cost. It's a cost. It's not free. It's not free. They do have more gazing though. Okay. Okay, fair enough. It's gotta be Bonecrusher, right? Interesting. I wonder if that means they got some trick up their sleeve. Because objectively, oh, that's the trick up their sleeve. Okay, they had another grief. Fair enough. Okay. 4th grief? Not quite. Yeah, I guess it's got to be Seasoned Pyromancer, right? As great as Demolition Field is, I think just being able to get through my deck more just seems like it's got to be it. Okay, so we're going to do this. I probably should have played Seasoned Pyromancer first, but I don't know. Okay, they're out of that, so that's good. Just not sure how much they actually need. How much they need the white mana. They could just kill me by continuously Goryo's Vengeancing. I have some defense against the grief, at least, but they're still, yeah, they can flashback. I think they die, though. Oh, no, they don't die. They don't die. But this doesn't give them haste, though. This doesn't give them haste. This gives haste, but that doesn't give them haste. Okay, fair enough. I think I actually have lethal here. Oh. I was not expecting this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go face because in reality, the Firebolt in the graveyard represents lethal. And if I've learned one thing in Magic, it's that, you know, playing to actually have the win next turn and not overthinking it, you know, does count for something. Now, obviously, I do have to, you know, draw land, so I'm not out of the forest. But I did draw that land. Of course, they could have forced negation, but let's see what this does for us. Firebolt, you know, Firebolt, an overlooked card from the past that may indeed have applications. Maybe. Hey, we did it. Should we peek at the comments? Okay, nothing. Good games. Okay, match 4. No lands. Sucks because otherwise the hand... Yeah, hey, magic is magic. Let's keep it and let's see where the wheel takes us. Now there is one argument to be had that we keep the Blast Zone, but so far... Man, against all odds, I'm actually putting this away. This does mean that we're going to either have to draw another red source, or we're going to have to wait a turn to Demolition Field before we can play it. But in the long run, I I feel like I bleed too much value by getting rid of a field or a blast zone. The problem with last hand isn't that I didn't have enough red mana, it's just I didn't have enough mana, period. Because one thing to keep in mind is that these fields do self-color fix, you know? They do. They do, you know? They really, really do. Please, no Ren and 6. Bane of my existence. Okay, no Ren and 6. That counts for something. Hey, actually, I don't think I'm gonna crack this. What's the point, right? What's the point? Yeah, I know I tip my hat to being the 8 field, but I don't just see them randomly getting a basic here anyway. I think this might be creativity. Okay. Well, if it is creativity, I mean, at the end of the day, I still feel like I waited one turn for them to draw a card because they draw their basic mountain, then keeping them color screwed is something. So it's definitely creativity, but, you know, the fear of lightning bolt still might keep them from going off. Growth Spiral is good, because they get creativity one turn earlier. Alright, lovely. Okay. Yeah, no fear. Oh. Still good, and realistically, still probably the death of me. But we shall see. It's gonna be pretty much impossible to deal with this thing, unless actually I guess I'm searching for Flame Slash. So right, delicate. Okay. Yeah, I'll ask any shall receive. Yeah, right. No, we can't do this now because we have to. So here's what we have to do. We got to do this. And I think we got to hit the Stomping Ground because we just really don't want them to Ren in 6. And this actually keeps them off of... It also keeps them off of additional, you know, primetime mana. I got just a bad feeling about this. I mean, in theory, we've got, you know, more or less the tools, but, you know, they got lots of dangerous creativity, like there, you know, more than mine. But you know, they've only got 3 creativity left in their deck since the last creativity. But I don't know. I don't know what to say exactly. Think about things. I did want to cut them off of the ability to just hard cast another Primeval Titan, but you know, they got enough creativity, so good for them. Yep. Okay. Alright, well, that's pretty scary, not gonna lie. I'm wondering, I guess Primeval Titan, I'm just wondering why Primeval Titan as opposed to Archon. It feels like because they have to put more of, like, the Valakuts are just hot garbage, right? If they just draw them naturally and they don't get them off a Titan. I don't know. Alright, let's not lose heart, you know. It's not necessarily completely over, but the problem is, though, this Valakut hits me for 6, but they are, I mean, if we can strip mine them, though, then they're... see, the problem here, I need a, it's another Flame Slash or bust, pretty much. Dang it. You know what, I guess let's do this. I guess, reason why is, I mean, I guess they'll have to reveal another non-basic, so there's some information to be gained, right? Okay, well, non-basic revealed. 2 of them, in fact. So I am definitely thinking Volatile. We've actually reached the point of Volatile Fault being main deckable. There seems to be a ban announcement coming up on Monday, so all of this could be obsoleted pretty quickly. But we do that, and what else here? Geomancer has got to be. It's got to be in the mix, you would think. Flame Slash happened to come in handy there, but at the end of the day, I think once they're resolving Primeval Titan, maybe it's all over, but maybe not though. I like the lightning bolts, the fire bolts, and whatnot because they can actually target a Renin 6. This could be a big mistake. I could be taking out one of my most important lifelines here. I'm taking out the Flame Slash. I do want at least 1 Blast Zone though. Stone of Erech is okay, but it's just, you know, there are better ways, I think, to try to fight Renin 6, and I think Blast Zone is one of them, given the fact that it's a land. Also, just burning it off the table seems better, so let's go. Alright. The biggest problem with getting Delirium is that I don't have many instants, and I don't have many creatures, or ways to put them in the graveyard, rather. So say, okay. Let's see. I'm going to play Demolition Field, and this might seem weird, but I think I'm probably just going to crack this next turn. Basically, I want to be mana efficient. Yeah, I want to be mana efficient, so we're going to do this, and if it's a land, I'll play it. Yeah. Should I lose the life? The thing is, if they play Renin 6, I want to... That's probably a mistake. I don't know that the life is going to make a difference, but what I want to do is I want to be able to Unholy Heat, and then on my turn, Demolition Field and Firebolt. Maybe I'm being too clever for my own good, but that's what I'm trying to play towards. What I'm really worried about. Okay, well, I just lost 3 life for no reason, but yeah, in reality, actually, I didn't need to play the land that turn, actually. I would have ended up shocking it in next turn, though, or lightning bolting it in, rather, I should say. At least they didn't growth themselves into, you know, the worst of all. I think I gotta flashback the research desk. As much as I want to go to town, it's just, what's the point if... Yeah, I don't have enough yet. And I guess I give them more chances to draw their basic. I don't know. Hard to say. If they play Teferi, it's kind of rough. Yeah, I was worried about, I was worried they were going to play Renin 6. Okay, maybe they don't have many lands in their hand. Which also means they don't have the basic in their hand. So we're going to do this. We're going to play this. We're going to hold up because we may want to stop and Unholy Heat, but we'll see. They got enough. They have sufficient mountains, so. Oh man. Well, we can at least hit both if they double creativity. Okay, well, let's stomp one and Unholy Heat the other. So So at least we dealt with that one. That was very scary. I'm going to do this before I draw, because I just don't want to draw another another mountain. I just can't. I can't. Basic forest. I can dig it. Oh man, do I untap? I don't think so. Let's do this. I think I have to get field around here. And I think I have to play it. If they got Spell Pierce back up, oh, then maybe I should never have cracked that Mishra's Research Desk. Little things. Oh, little things here. Okay. Alright, at least I have the ability to, one-shot it if I use the Seasoned Pyromancer to put the sorceries in the graveyard. Okay. At least this particular deck isn't gaining a lot of card advantage outside of the lands it's putting into play with Primeval Titan, so there is that. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I have to do this. Because once again, I just can't draw more basics. It's just the death of me. Yeah, as fun as Krenko is, I think I have to do this here. Oh no, little baby. I think I do this and this because I need to have my one red source untapped in order to Unholy Heat. And I do want to play around. Spell Pierce. I only got one Dwarven Mine left, so at least there's that, I guess. I could just go for the token here. Yeah. An argument could have been made. I should have firebolted that, but what do we got going on here? Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Scapeshift. Yeah, in general, Scapeshift decks actually are just a little difficult, actually, truth be told. I think this deck, though, I think we need to main board the fields and Geomancers and stuff, though. I think that's probably where we want to be in this. We just really haven't faced a creature deck, period, and we can always just bring the whatever it is in. So there's that. And going full griefer, I kind of liked having to respect the creature decks. The creature decks are the most fun matchups. It's a little tense, though, because I hate losing the creature matchups if I'm gearing to beat it. But so that's why I wish that it was just more of a reality that, I didn't have to count on beating them. Let's see, 18, I think. I think that's GG. Okay. Well, the research desks are probably in match 5. The research desks are probably. Oh, the bird has joined me. Hello. Uh-oh, it's gonna be kind of hard to comment because she's trying to kiss me. Yeah. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to comment while the bird is kissing us. Kissing my nose for some reason. Oh, Merfolk. Most likely. Might not be Merfolk. Let's see. Okay, please land. Yay. Though, this is the problem, though, is that Merfolk sometimes doesn't play a lot of non-basics. It's one of the only decks in Modern that doesn't, and when these can't actually color fix me, it can get a little ugly. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, well, they did play a non-basic, thank goodness. Okay. Well, this is where Blast Zone shines. Okay. I'm gonna hold up the Demolition Field since I don't want them to flash in a Volatile Hexcatcher. So I'm going to do this now in case they draw something. Just deprive them of some information. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Phelan. I do have Flame Slash. Do I crack this? I want to hit my land drops. That's just me. And that is in fact a land drop. Yeah, Bonecrusher is nice and all, but I like hitting. I like the idea of hitting my land drops. Just kind of do. Okay. I can decide whether I shock this in, right? Based on. No, but I'm gonna need the I'm gonna need to pay the ward cost possibly. So anyway, let's start this off with this. See if they flash something in. One is a little odd. Okay. Okay, well if I hit this, it does die. So there is that. Let's see here. Firebolt? Yeah, I think Firebolt. But I'm not missing something, but I think. Yes, let's go. I think that should deal with it, yep. And how badly do I need to deal with the dockhand? I at least want the option. Yeah, I don't want the idea of this thing topping me down. It also turns on Delirium, so there's that. Okay. I don't think I want to target the Mutavault because I'll try to hit this. Could be a false thinking, but I want to save, you know, I want to make my fields more useful. Tishana's Typebinder. Well, I guess I've been got. But it's maybe not necessarily the end of the world. I'm gonna hit this. Maybe. Hex Catcher me. That's a good one. I don't like taking 3 damage or more. But that's a good one. For Trickster. I think they play a sufficient number of basics that I'm just not really so concerned with that one. I think I need to hold up Unholy Heat just in case they've got us Phelan. Let's see here. Flashing back the research desk sounds cool, but so I guess I'm gonna do this now before they can draw a card. Okay, I'll have to use the Unholy Heat, but it's fine. That is fine. Please don't counter this. Well, I don't know why I would pay it. Oh, I know why, because I actually do want to kill this thing. Good call there. Paying that there was pretty free. Well, they can't settle me, so there is that. Maybe we turn the corner here. I don't know. Hopefully this resolves. No counterspell, please. Don't counterspell me, bro. Drawing 2 cards is very nice. I think just playing this, especially before they can subtlety. They might have drawn subtlety and not known to put Aether Vial in for. We'll see. Da, 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 da. Do I Firebolt? Firebolting seems like the thing to do. Oh, that's definitely the thing to do, I think. Okay, let's actually do this first. I guess they could Tishana me. Well, anyway, let's do this. Because what if I hit a Blast Zone off of this? Okay, they're going to Tishana me. But I still fished this out before, and actually, I'd much rather them Tishana me here than the Blast Zone, which I think I'd rather... I think let's do this here. I just don't feel like attacking. It's just, I feel like it's particularly going to get me anywhere. Okay. Alright, well, let's play the field. I'm just going to Tishana. It just feels like the thing to do here. And then I can attack with Bonecrusher. Oh, we actually won that. So. Merfolk, my old buddy. My old buddy Merfolk. Yeah. Yeah. Krenko. Just how much is Krenko better or worse than Cleansing Wildfire? That's a close one, actually. The flying could actually help block subtlety. Sometimes subtlety goes the distance. You don't really. You have to like deal with it. Actually, what am I saying? The Cleansing Wildfire has just come out, period, for the Cast into Fire. So I guess this is where it's at. Oh no, actually I forgot. You know, I think Cleansing Wildfire is better than. Yeah, Cleansing Wildfire is better than. One thing about Cleansing Wildfire actually that I like is that Cleansing Wildfire actually can color fix me if I need 2 red. Baby Parrot. Cast into Fire is nice. It hits the Aether Vials. It can also kill some 1 toughness creatures, but you know, if they don't have Aether Vial, it's not that great. But at least we still have Seasoned Pyromancer to potentially pitch it. Okay, well, Aether Vial is a lot more scary. Okay, this card was really, like, this is, you know, this is the stuff. Firebolton, a turn 1, you know, 1 or 2 toughness creature is what we love to do. It just is. Ooh, that's a little sassy, because I don't really have another red source at the moment, but we do have Demolition Field, so I don't think we actually want to crack the research desk just yet, and the reason why is that if we reveal a Seasoned Pyromancer, we can't cast it, so let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Did somebody knock? Let me see here. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, sorry to had somebody at the door. Still don't, have an editor, so sorry that that's in, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Okay. So we had a Demolition Field, and then we're actually going to Lightning Bolt, I think. Yeah, we're going to Lightning Bolt on draw step. So the reason why we're Lightning Bolting as opposed to Firebolting, even though Firebolting seems like the perfect, solution. Oh no. I did not think of this, actually. Oh, well they just wanted to. Yeah, in reality actually I shouldn't have played into that. I guess they're like well, you made the right play, but it wasn't actually because you were, I don't know. Let's see here. Volatile Hitchcatcher. So I can't actually afford, I think, for them to play another Hexcatcher, so I think I have to do that. And if they play another one and sacrifice the other one, so be it. I just can't let them... Okay, fine, fine. But see, if I would have end of turn, yeah. So yeah, I guess I saved myself 1 damage, but also they tapped out more, so... Anywho's it. Let's see. I think we probably want to do this. Just seems like the thing to do. Yeah, research desk? I think so. I think so. So here's what we actually need to do. We need to actually lightning bolt this one here, so we can free our red source. Okay, so red source is freed. Use that to firebolt this. And then we'll play this. Okay. Da, 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 da. So let's see, instant, sorcery, artifact, lands. So, alright, let's just do this, see where this takes us. Since we got another Blast Zone, Lightning Bolt just seems kind of better. Let's do this, and let's flash back this so that we make sure that we have productive use of our turn. Delay them for one turn. I need more red sources. I don't know about this, actually. I don't know about this. I should have taken the... Because it really just delays, because if they're really on top of their stuff. I'm going to try this. Hopefully they don't double Hexcatcher me. Okay. Okay. I'll dig it. Probably should have. Okay. Let's do this here. Actually, probably want to put Blast Zone to 2, actually. Research desk, I think it is. And I'll wait until end of turn. Let's see here. Let's see here. And AT. Yeah, Okay. Should I crack it? I mean, yeah, I guess so, because that's a very good use of my mana. If I got to anything else. Yeah, well, I guess we Firebolt. This is the nice thing I like about Firebolt, though, is it still has advantage out of my graveyard. It really does. Let's see if I do this. I have a feeling that we're going to play right into Tidebinder, so I'm actually going to wait off on the Racer's desk just yet. This way we can also have one more red source available, should we really need it. Alright, so I'm going to do this here. And, I mean, I guess... Should I Blast on an end turn? Probably. Just the peace of mind of not having to worry about flashing as much stuff in, although I still have to worry about some flashing. Okay. Alright, well, they got Tidebinder. Still got Tidebinder. So... Okay, they actually don't have Tidebinder. Yeah, as much as I like Flame Slash, I need to prioritize like cards that actually give me value. So let's see. Okay. Oh, I took the artifact out of my graveyard actually. Yuck. So I need to put a creature in my graveyard somehow. Sorcery. Okay, that is a while. Maybe I'm being too stingy on trying to get card advantage. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the Shatterskull. I want to use it for actual. Yeah. Exile target artifact. Actually, maybe I should have held on to that for Chalice. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I just realized that right after I played it. Yuck. I want to Water. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So I think I, as much as I want to stomp, I don't want to play into Spell Pierce, so I think I want to do this now. Yeah, I don't want to play into Spell Pierce. And yeah, I can one-shot it with the Shatterskull Smashing, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know. I need to cash in my lands, I think. Yeah, I don't know. La la la. Additional submission. I guess I still end up getting got by Spell Pierce, don't I? Should have left an artifact to make it red. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Alright, so they get to deal me damage, and they get to draw a card. Okay. Let's see here. I think too much can go wrong here with doing anything else other than just playing this as a potential blocker. That's what I think, and I probably played that a little unnecessarily. I'm going to hold on to the Cleansing Wildfire because I'm probably going to angle to pitch it, but I probably should have kept a field untapped just in case. Tishana. Okay, Tishana. Da. So I'm going to try to block, and then I may have to try to ward off some Merfolk. Yeah, gotta try to block here. Otawara. Let me think here. So, fair enough. But on the flip side here, I can cast it again. But let's see though, what if they play a Hexcatcher? So I can hit this, then play this, then they play Hexcatcher, and then I have to hit the Hex. Yeah, so what I have to do actually... You know what, I'm just gonna actually take, and then I'm gonna Bone Crush the Tidebinder to turn. That's what I think I'm gonna do, but if they play a Hexcatcher, then I'm out of luck, actually. So... No, actually, I don't want a Bonecrusher. I'm actually angling to discard the Bonecrusher, actually. That's what it is. That way I can one-shot the Spalian. Hexcatcher is just a little too much of a blowout here, so I think let's do this here. I think I may want to discard. Yeah, I'll discard the Cleansing Wildfire on the Bonecrusher. Okay, fair enough. Let's see here. I'm going to try to Unholy Heat because I have instant sorcery creature land. Let's go for it. Let's see. And hopefully they don't have 2 Flash Merfolk. Negation. Alright, well, if they had that thing I was playing around, we are in trouble, but I did my best. Okay, whew. That was a close one. Ooh, whoa. Whoa. That was a close one. Well, alright. Yay, a little anticlimactic. We'll take it. Actually, let's see. Let's see if they... Oh. Hey. GG's. Yeah. Alright. Oh, well, that's a league, I guess. Hey, 3-2 could have, could have been worse being the first one back in like a couple months. All right, let's. So, all right, post-league matchup. What's the takeaway here? What are the matchups that we happen to face? Blackburn, Counterbalance, Control, Reanimator, Creativity Shift, Boomerfire. I actually think we could have had a better game against Creativity Shift, Monoblack Burn. You know what? At the end of the day. So the one matchup where we kind of might have not had as good of a matchup if we make these changes was Merfolk. That being said, I mean, based on how this played out, I think I'm very inclined actually to try just going all in on the Ponza strategy. I definitely want the Volatile Faults. This is tricky though here because I kind of want the Geomancers too, but how good and how important was Krenko really, actually? It's kind of a tough call, but it really just synergizes with the rest of my deck so well. Maybe I don't actually need to change anything else here. I like Bonecrusher and Firebolt because they're ways for me to interact with the creature decks while also being card advantage in their own right. It can also actually burn my opponent out. So there is that. Flame Slash is just too good at what it does for such a small amount of mana. Unholy Heat, same reason. And actually, it was a little better at getting Delirium than I thought. And actually, this is one reason why. Actually, I think in the red deck, I gotta go Mishra's Research Desk over Mazemind Tome. As awesome as Mazemind Tome can be, and as much as I actually literally have nothing for burn here, other than just, I guess, full Ponza. At the end of the day, I think this is the plan because what am I trying to say here? I think this has to be the plan because I think we really in this new modern, and I guess there's a ban on Monday, so we'll see how long this new modern lasts. But I think we just have to hope that we get the matchups where the thing we do really well, which is Ponza, is kind of what is relevant. So with that being said, yeah, Mr. Research Desk also, because basically what I was trying to say is Research Desk, it puts itself in the graveyard, which helps us get Delirium a lot because it's pretty trivially easy to get sorcery and land. We got so many freaking sorceries here, which is funny because in the past I had way more instants, but this time we got so many sorceries. It's actually a little hard to get a mix of artifact, creature, or instant because we only have 8 instants. We do have 12 creatures, but getting creatures in the graveyard is always more difficult than getting an instant in the graveyard. So just having a card that can put itself in the graveyard relatively easily, like Mr. Research Desk, it's kind of a good thing. Land is not such an issue because the fields put themselves in the graveyard very easily. The question here, though, is I really do want Geomancer, but yeah, I want Geomancer, but what do I take out here? I mean, Bonecrusher might be it. Firebolt seems good at what it does, but so does Bonecrusher. I don't know. Krenko. So this is my thought process in deciding what I want to cut. Cleansing Wildfire, too efficient at what it does. Mishra's Research Desk, I need something like that. It's also just good. It also let me kept a 1-lander, as we saw that one, I think, match against Merfolk. It's all just kind of too good. Firebolt, too good at what it does. Also card advantage. It's such an imperfect replacement for Fury, but it's what I'm sticking with for now, and it's just been surprisingly good. And actually, it burned out our opponent. It continues to burn our opponents out. It does represent 4 damage, even though you have to pay a ton of mana on the back end. But at the end of the day, it is a total of 4 damage. It's a good reveal off of Research Desk, because even if there's no target, I just put it in the graveyard, and then I can get value later off of the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Firebolt's a cut. So far, it's just been kind of too satisfactory. Flame Slash, again, just too efficient for what it does for too little mana. Too good at what it does for too little mana, basically. The definition of efficiency, I should say. Lightning Bolt, same exact deal, but for the same exact mana, all at the only cost being 1 less damage, I get instant speed, and I can go face or planeswalker. So obviously even better than Flame Slash, but same deal. It's too efficient, too good at what it does for too little mana. Unholy Heat, fundamentally the same. Too good at what it does for too little mana. Requires a little work to get going, but once it gets going, it's better. It's better than Flame Slash and even Lightning Bolt most of the time. Cleansing Wildfire, again, just too good at what it does for too little mana. Fits into the Field of Ruin plan. I think that's kind of I don't think I have much of a choice. I think that's kind of mandatory. Bonecrusher Giant, I mean, again, I think I have to respect. I also have to respect what's it called? I also have to respect Ren and 6. Like having burn spells that actually target Red and 6, even though I've got a double team with a Firebolt or something, like I have to respect it, because it just kind of undoes my plan. Seasoned Pyromancer, once again, too good at what it does for this mana. It's not like a low amount of mana per se, but I mean, it draws cards, it gunks up the board. It's a win. It's one of our. It's basically our win condition, because they can 1-for-1 us with the Bonecrusher and the Krenko, and sometimes we don't even have enough win conditions to actually get there. But Seasoned Pyromancer, unless they have a surgical extraction type effect, it's gonna. They're going to have to burn through a lot of cards. It's just, it's too good. It's too good. This deck might as well, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this deck might as well be mono red Pyromancer, because this is the linchpin of the deck. So, especially since we don't have, like, Bit and Bugbear in this particular build, we're playing Shatterskull Smashing, Seasoned Pyromancer non-negotiable. Honestly, Shatterskull Smashing is more of a land, but it's just down here because of the way Magic Online organizes the card. It sees it more as an X spell, which is natural because that's the front path. That just leaves us with Krenko. So then, that begs the question, should I play Geomancer in the main and Krenko in the sideboard, or vice versa? And, funny story, I mean, as crazy as it may sound, I'm actually thinking maybe Geomancer. I'm actually thinking maybe we want to play... One of the things, too, is it's 2 red mana, so... This also just makes more sense as a 3-of. I don't know, though. I feel like I want to experiment some more, but, like... there's nothing I can cut here, guys. That's the problem, guys and gals. There's nothing I can cut. Yeah, there's nothing I can cut here. And Krenko, I just need to give it a little more. It also just gets subtletied so bad. I mean, I guess Geomancer gets what do you call it, spell pierced, but Krenko gets subtletied. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. I'm trying to think here. Is there a better way to do this? I can't. Mr. Research Desk is non-negotiable. It's again, it's just too good at what it does for too little mana. Krenko, Geomancer. Actually, at the end of the day, I just don't think the 4/4 body. I don't think the 4/4 body actually matters that much. I don't know. So we'll see how it goes, but I actually kind of like this here. Yeah, the what do you call it? The strip mine effects. Oh yeah, and one last thing about Geomancer, actually. I think Geomancer is just a better main board card because it hits any land, and with 12 effects that hit non-basics. I mean, I could play Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I could play Ghost Quarter, but the thing is, like, even though we didn't see it at all that game, like, Tron is still something that lurks out there. Volatile Fault is infinitely better against Tron because this card, I can start, taking them off Tron mana on turn 2, and then on turn 3, because of the treasure token, I can go to town with the fields, or even with a Geomancer's Pyromancer, Geomancer's Gambit. And then from there, I can make my third land drop and then continue going to town with 3 mana. So like it bridges the gap basically. Volatile Fault is so critical because as long as Tron is a part of the meta, like it bridges the gap in a way like Ghost Quarter has one thing going for it, which is that it can hit any land, which is actually pretty huge. But we didn't really see any Tron here. I could actually feel more comfortable playing Krenko now that I think about it if I go for Ghost Quarter instead of Volatile. I think I gotta go with Volatile. Like Tron is a persistent part of the meta, and there are other situations I think where I may want to bridge the gap. It's mostly Tron, but there's also, Oops All Spells. In most matchups, I won't necessarily want to immediately Volatile, but yeah, it's close. It's close, but yeah, Volatile's just better in most situations. There's just such a huge incentive to get to the third mana, get to the third land drop. There will be situations. This is another situation actually. Yeah, Volatile Fault. It's got to be Volatile Fault. Okay, I've thought it through right here. Coming up to a 10-minute post league. But hey, this is actually kind of this little bit of deck building that you all kind of wanted to get from me. So I'm just brainstorming my thoughts right here. It's got to be Volatile Fault, I think, going forward, because here's something else can't do with Ghost Quarter, which is, say I've got a hand of 1 mountain, 1 Volatile Fault, 1 Field of Ruin, right? Or Demolition Field for that matter. But as long as I got 1 mountain, Volatile Fault, and then another brown land, could it be another Volatile Fault? So I can, this is a situation, and I've got a Seasoned Pyromancer in my hand. There are some matchups where I really gotta jam that Seasoned Pyromancers, like against Control, for example, especially if I'm in the play and they have to have actual counterspell most of the time. There's possibly other matchups. Yeah, I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but there are matchups where I really want to jam that Seasoned Pyromancer. I also just jam in, it just could be efficient. Volatile Fault gives me the ability in that situation to get the treasure token on turn 2, and then on turn 3, I'll have a mountain, a treasure token, and a brown land. That treasure token's a red mana. Boom. I have Seasoned Pyromancer mana, and voila, I can play it on curve. Now, granted, I'm only going to have 3 mana instead of 4 mana the next turn because of blowing the Volatile Fault. I think there's a lot of situations though where a play where we're fixing for the third turn, is well worth it. I mean, heck, there are probably some hands actually where maybe I have 3 Volatile Faults, and I probably wouldn't want to do this, but I can imagine a scenario where maybe I have 3 Volatile Faults and I just crack, 2 Volatile Faults and Seasoned Pyromancer from there and hope to get another mountain and yeah, I think the color fixing, even though it's only for 1 turn, I think the color fixing in Volatile Fault is too important. And the Seasoned Pyromancer ability alone, because it's not just Tron, it's also that color fixing aspect, making turn 3 Pyromancers more efficient. I wish I could somehow squeeze Krenko in the main deck too, just because it just seems like what I want to be doing. And also Volatile Fault can help fix for the 2 red mana for Krenko. Krenko's still in the deck, it's just in the sideboard. Look, let's continue to play out the games. Maybe it turns out there's so little creature decks that we don't even want to main deck Flame Slash anymore. I can actually legit see that as a possibility. I don't know. I don't want to think about that. Like, I feel like I'm such a fish out of water if I do face the creature decks without the Flame Slash. That Flame Slash, like, that single-handedly wins us, it enables us to win the Merfolk matchup. I think if Flame Slash is not in the main deck, we definitely lose game 1 against Merfolk because we don't have a clean answer to Svelun, at least not quick enough. Okay, yeah. Krenko's in the sideboard. We'll continue to see how this goes. I suppose if anything changes in the future, I don't know. I feel like this just makes the most sense. Okay, folks. So I tried Krenko. Now, granted, I didn't necessarily draw it, super often, but also so many times. Here's another thing too, and I guess I'll finally just conclude after this. But just so many times when I drew Krenko, it felt like I really probably should rather be like Volatile Faulting or Fielding plus Cleansing Wildfire, or something like that. It just felt like. Yeah, and double Volatile Faulting is something too, like, hoping, crossing my fingers and hoping that they don't have a lot of basics. Yeah, it just feels like for 4 mana, it just felt a little inefficient, but I still want to continue giving it a shot. I guess it's in the sideboard for now. I can think of worse sideboard cards. I mean, like the reality is in the matchups where we really stick it to them, I mean, Krenko is more of that, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, an argument can be made this should clearly be Chalice of the Void, right? Because that actually helps with Rhinos, that helps with, burn, that helps with like other matchups. But yeah, objectively, Chalice of the Void is probably better. I just in reality, I'm just surrendering actually to the Rhinos matchup, to be honest. Let's see if I still got Surgical Extraction or if I sold that. Surgical. Nah, I don't have Surgical Extraction. But yeah, I'm convinced actually the only way to actually beat Rhinos is to play Surgical Extraction. Hope they don't suspend the thing. And then Surgical after they play their first Valen Outburst or whatever. Ideally in response to the next one, but I wouldn't wait, because if they suspend it, you really need to prevent them from ever doing it again. Because you can deal with like the 2 tokens, but then anything after that becomes surprisingly difficult to deal with. Anyway, but the fact of the matter is, I even tried Surgical, and it's not, you don't see, like, obviously you can't guarantee that you see it. Rhinos is not one of those matchups that you mulligan to like 4, keep a hand with Surgical, and then you win, because then you just can't deal with the first Cascade. You just can't. You got to act, because here's the thing. You got to be able to actually deal with the 2 tokens, plus the Shardless Agent too. Embarrassing to die to a 2/2, if you know what I mean, right? But at minimum, you got to deal with the 2 Rhino tokens, and then you have to like, exile the stuff, and there's other possibilities, but that's the thing. I'm just convinced that the problem with Chalice of the Void type effects or Void Mirror or whatever have you is that they just got 1,000,001 bounce effects, artifact and enchantment destruction, Boseiju, who endures possibly, or Otawara end of turn, then their turn just go to town with Cascade. They have a gazillion-1 main deck, and it only gets worse after that. Sideboard options for dealing with that stupid thing, because everybody's playing it. It's not reliable at all in my experience. That's just my experience. Rhinos we can't beat. I hope Cascade, like Valen Outburst finally freaking gets banned on Monday. I doubt it. Wizards seems to think that Cascade is the best thing since sliced bread. They even brought it back with that other new mechanic. I forget what it was even called. Anyway, it feels good to be back, folks. This felt doable, and I'm glad I was able to finish with a 3-2, because I was gonna put this out no matter what. But hey, the mission accomplished as far as I was, trying to have a decent time, and I think I had a decent time. I don't know if this was the most fun experience ever, but I think I had a decent time, and I don't feel like it got to me when matches didn't go my way. And as long as I'm enjoying, right? As long as I'm enjoying, that's Magic is always a plus in my life, as long as it's a way for me to de-stress as opposed to causing more stress. I'm glad. I thank you for waiting for me, because I really felt I needed this break. Honestly, I felt like Magic was started becoming a stress in my life when its purpose is supposed to be to relieve stress. Anyway, there's more I could say actually, because I feel like actually it was very important for me on a number of levels actually. Very important actually for me to take this break from Magic. I don't know that I'm going to be as active as I was before. We shall see. But I'm glad that you all could bear with me. I'm not planning to give up Magic anytime soon. If I ever do, I will make that abundantly clear. I won't just leave you all hanging, okay? But I'm back. Thank you, everybody, for waiting. Take care. And I guess the patrons deserve a shout out, because a surprising number of them actually stuck around. I mean, if that doesn't show loyalty, I don't know what does. So thanks to my patrons. Thanks Sneaks. Thanks Sneaks. Thanks Sneak Z, I guess. Thanks Dave Molina, B0, 812, Paul Wynn, Necrosis, Adrian King, Gavin Downard, Daryl, B Train 4, Savage O's, Kevin Robach, Roland Schoenman, S Robertson, HDCL LIU, Urban Lopez, Jeff H, Z Cole Smith, and Michael Patton. I was actually dreading a little bit to check my Patreon again to see if everybody dipped out, but thanks all for I know I let you all know that I know I let you all know that there was I was going to need some time, but I appreciate that you stayed around. Honestly, and I want to be fully transparent. I don't need the money, but it is so it just the gesture of support means a lot to me. It really does. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, and okay, rambling on enough. Take care, everybody, and see you next time. All the best. Yeah, I didn't talk much about it. I have no thoughts because I don't even know what the metagame actually was like. I guess because I'm probably going to put something about there being a ban on Monday, just in case this video gets instantly obsoleted because the entire format shakes up completely. But Anyway, I just from watching Twitter a little bit, so I'll just close with this. Just from watching Twitter a little bit, it seems that there is, oh, excuse me, I guess the bird had to squeeze in here. Some people are thinking there could be a total shakeup. I doubt it, but the way Wizards is. But we shall see. I personally am hoping for Violent Outburst to get the axe. I think Rhinos playing at sorcery speed is probably acceptable. Let me here. Sorry, let me get the bird here. The bird needs some more love. Anyway, yeah, I think. See, for me, look, I'm under no illusions. Realistically, sorcery speed Rhinos still probably beats us because we're not really losing the matchup because they can play Violent Outburst and instant speed. Although it's a lot more powerful even against non-counterspell decks to be able to do that than you might think. Just as long as they got 3 untapped mana and not ever knowing if it's safe to attack. And a lot of times we're dead to like 2 Rhinos crashing through. A lot of times we're dead to 1 Rhino crashing through. I don't know, especially with the trample. But at the end of the day, I'm under no illusions because realistically, sorcery speed Rhinos still probably beats us and still probably relatively easily. But what I like about the idea of banning Violent Outburst is forcing the stupid Rhinos deck as well as Living End, which we also can't beat anymore. Without Fury, we just can't beat it anymore. It's even worse probably than Rhinos. Just kiss that matchup goodbye. Thankfully, there's enough like Graveyard Hate all over the freaking place and Spell Pierce decks and all that other stuff that, thankfully I think that deck is being contained a little more. Rhinos can win even if they counter all the Cascade spells, I guess. Although I hear that Spell Pierce decks tend to be pretty decent against Rhinos too. I don't know. That's just what I hear. But at the end of the day, I just like the idea that, Cascade decks can exist. Just force them to play at sorcery speed. That's just always been my position from day one. They just should play at sorcery speed because that way Force of Negation actually stops them instead of it being like literally the best card in their deck that enables them to fight through counterspell wars. You know what I mean? They could still play Force of Negation, but at least now they kind of have to take it from the counter magic decks, right? Like sorcery speed Rhinos and other Cascade decks, they're probably going to find a solution even then. Let's not be under any illusions. Magic players are incredibly smart, creative people, and I'm not saying that to blow smoke up anybody's but this is a complicated game, and I'm not saying we're all we're all like Albert Einsteins here, but clearly we are smart enough that we figure out ways to adapt. Is it always enough to make our pet deck tier 1? Of course not. But, where there's a will, to way. We basically find a way to adapt. And I have no doubt that the Rhinos decks, and as well as the other Cascade decks, are going to find ways to adapt. And, still have a game, despite the fact that they have to play at sorcery speed. And it makes them super vulnerable to counter magic decks because of that. They don't have as much counterplay with the end of turn to overtax the counter spells while also having Force of Negation backup for when they Violent Outburst on turns. They'll still find a way, but I am optimistic that whatever way they find is going to be a lot more fair. That's it. So at the end of the day, in closing, I'm not under any illusion that we magically beat the Cascade decks because Violent Outburst gets banned. But I really think, I really am surprised more people aren't in agreement with me about this. But it just seems like the most no-brainer ban of all time because it doesn't even do away with the Cascade decks. It just takes away one of the most abusive aspects of the deck. Are Cascade decks utterly dominating the format? Well, when I was playing, in January, I think, no, they weren't, from what I remember, but they were kind of becoming a lot more popular. Maybe they've actually dominated. I honestly haven't really checked that much, but at the end of the day, I actually think there's a flaw with the methodology. I think we can all agree that Modern without Microsoft Lettuce, or whatever it's actually called, Macayosynth Lattice or whatever. I'm going to call it Microsoft Lettuce. I don't care what anybody says. I think with that card banned, I think the format's just better. Was that ever completely dominant? No, but who really thinks that nonsense, Karn the Great Creator into that card? Sometimes bans just make sense, and I think Violent Outburst just does because it's so rare that you can de-abusify the deck. I just made a new word. You can de-abusify, I should say the game, not the deck. We can de-abusify the game so much without even necessarily completely obsoleting people's decks. And it's a stupid comment and stuff, so people don't even lose money on that fundamentally. I doubt Violent Outburst somehow became a money card. And I don't. Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I'll just say it, folks. I think banning should be a holistic approach because this is not like the stock market or something. Sorry, MTG Finance. Sorry, Rudy. Yeah, I think this is just an addiction for Rudy. I'm pretty sure Rudy's way. I'm pretty sure he's set for life on a number of levels way beyond Magic. I don't know. I really have no idea. Whatever the case may be, sorry MTG Finance, but no, this is not This is not like an investment or whatever. Like, this is a game, and I think banning should fundamentally have one objective in mind and one objective alone, which is to make the game more fun. Now, obviously, we need to have some definitions in place because we can't just have Griefer Timmies. We can't just have like Mark Rosewater get replaced by a Griefer Timmy and then Land Destruction becomes the #1 deck because that's what he thinks is fun. No, I mean, I think there's some guidelines. I mean, Wizards even knows this. When Magic is primarily about creatures and removing them, it tends to overall be something we all agree just tends to balance out to a bit more fun. Literally, and I think also backing up your nonsense Cascade decks that have essentially become one-card combos with Force of Negation at the end of the opponent's turn because of an instant speed card that never probably should have been an instant because Wizards probably did not have in mind people cascading into these abusive zero-cost spells at the end of the opponent's turn. I just think that the amount of funness in the game, as defined by meaningful interaction, not just being completely shut out by a deck like Cascade, having more counterplay, having I could even splash blue, for example. Maybe my red deck can splash blue because counter magic just becomes infinitely more relevant when it's going to be sorcery speed. I think I've rambled on enough. Okay, I thought I was going to close. I rambled on. I think longer than I ever have after I did the Patreon shout out. Thank you, everybody. But I did, I guess, have to put this at the end because I'm probably going to put it in the thumbnail that this is going to be on a Monday. Thank you, everybody, and thank you once again, everybody, for believing in me that I would come back. I'm back. In the words of A.D. Oppenheimer, I'm back.